Stan with 3D PT. Today I'm going to do a quick project on fixing my key car fob, because it has the car fob has a annoying habit. The buttons on this one are protruding out, maybe only about ½ millimeter, but that's enough that when the key's in my pocket, I could actually unlock and lock my car just by moving my keys around in my pocket. So I made an earlier version in TinkerCAD, and it finally fell off, and I'm doing this in flexible filament, so I'm just going to put a little bridge across the top here. And the idea is I'll do a pause at a certain layer height and drop the key fob in and go from there. So this is a key fob for a Dodge Nitro, or a Ram. So this will cut. What I did is I actually found the original version from somewhere else on Thingiverse, and I imported it into Thingiverse, or into TinkerCAD, sorry, and hacked it apart. Put the ridges here so I could grab it, and I'm going to put this cover on the back, so that way it'll secure it in my pocket. And this cutout here is for the loop here. So I'm going to use NinjaFlex filament. Now you can use it in a direct drive head like this. The only modification I've ever had to do for this is you take a piece of scrap filament. Now on the Greg Wade extruder, if you stick it right here underneath the bearing and then close the filament in over that keeps the filament from oozing out the bottom here. And that's, for Lulzbots, they want you to use a flexible head, but I've never actually needed that using this trick, because with the direct drive it just pulls the filament straight through, and you just have to worry about that one little spot on my filament, on my printer. So I'm doing this on a Lulzbot Taz 5, and for my bed I'm going to use packing tape. I'm going to try doing flexible NinjaFlex on packing tape to give me a really super glossy finish. So let's see how that goes. So right now it's started printing on NinjaFlex. So I've got about this much. I've got a little bit of green left and some orange. So settings currently 255, 60-degree bed, and it's just gonna print up to layer 40. Stop, and I'll trade out the key fob and then use that as a support for the bridge. And the reason I'm doing it over packing tape instead of blue tape, I want to see if I can get a really smooth finish, because I've done experiments in the past where packing tape will leave a really glassy smooth finish on your print where it touches the build plate, whereas the blue tape tends to have a more papery textured finish. So this should take about 45 minutes. So I'll take some other pictures and then show you the change of how to put in the key fob. Okay, so now that it's paused, I'm going to trim off that little bit of flash that's right there, and then drop in the key. And I'll hit resume and go from there. Alright, so now that I've dropped in my light, hit resume and it's going to heat up again. And just in a couple minutes the temperature drops down just because the fan's pretty cool. And the idea is to use the key fob itself as the bridge to support this. And so this will be completely enclosed and should not come off, and if I ever need to, I'll have to actually cut off the little bridge. So now it's starting to actually bridge over. You can actually use this method to encapsulate a lot of things. You just leave a cavity . Now I'm going to step up my flow rate to about 105% just to finish off this last part. And I'm not too worried about how it looks because it's going to be pretty much just in my pocket or hanging from a keychain most of the time. So it comes out a little bit rough on this end, that's fine. But right now it's actually pretty much securing it right against the layers of filament right there. So in a couple more layers it should be fairly secure. So I had to change out my light, but you can see now it's starting to bridge over the key fob completely and close everything up. So time-wise, yeah, Gyroid projects about 45 minutes to do this. It's probably going to be about 50, 55. And I'll go ahead and host the file on this on my My Mini Factory page. And I love the Gyroid infill. It just looks nice and it's pretty forgiving for things like this. Just about to run out of this dark green NinjaFlex. I'm hoping this will be enough. This should be enough just to cover the project, because the first one I made I actually ran out. So here's this should be about layer 46 or 47, so it's almost to the end. So now that the key fob's done printing, I could go ahead and just pull it straight off. And with this, it has just an amazing, just smooth texture. I'll trim off the little bits here, but this is completely enclosed now, and it's even fused to. So this is completely printed now. I'll go ahead and just trim off the little flash here, and the back's actually pretty much fused to the back of the key fob, so this won't come off at all. And so now the buttons are completely covered, so and I don't have to worry about them going off in my pocket again. And completely durable, gives a nice texture as well for warm weather, or for cold weather.